Hello again, it's Pamela Sylvan, the Mojo Maker, back again to help you ignite confident elegance both inside and out. Welcome back to another episode. And before we get started on today's tips, I want to invite you to subscribe to my Mojo channel. And somewhere down in the comment section, you'll find a link to get on the Mojo newsletter. That newsletter is chock full of great information for the people that are following the tips that I share and other relevant information to power up their lives in significant ways. So jump on the list, watch out for the newsletter I send out weekly. Or if you don't have time to read these videos, are here to give you some quick learning, quick tips to help you start your day, week, and life off right. Okay, so welcome back. Anyways, I wanted to first start with a quote by somebody that I admire, Coco Chanel. Love her style, love her clothes. And what she said is, elegance is refusal. Let me say it again. Elegance is refusal. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean to refuse something is somehow elegant? And some of you have probably already jumped all over it, but we have to stop compromising our priorities, compromising the things in our life that are important to us to the other things that are always sort of haranguing for our attention. There's so many things. There are people, there is work, there are friends, family, children, our pets. Everything is always yammering away on our consciousness all day long, and our time and our energy resources. And as you know, we only have so much of those things. And at the end of the day, we are burnt out. And I don't know about you, but I find myself wondering where the time went and did I get to the things that I wanted to do. And I found that a lot of what I wanted to do was going by the wayside. It was causing me anxiety, actually, that I wasn't getting to the things that were important to me. So I had to sit down and sort of figure out why. Why were my goals and my ideals not getting done, and why was I slotting everything and everybody else in? Now, I know sometimes we have to slot other things in. Your children just have to eat because they can't cook for themselves, or get themselves to school, or your pet needs to be walked, so you have to do that. So there are things that do require your utmost attention, but for the most part, we tend to let what I call the gremlins in to our lives, and they just sort of munch away at our time, our energy, attention, and awareness. And by the time we get back to ourselves, we're depleted, we're tired, the time is gone, and our best of intentions have been whittled away yet again. So when I saw Coco Chanel's quote about not compromising our priorities, I said, yes, this is exactly what I need to hear and what I know my group needs to hear as well. So let's go through some things. I sat down and I wrote out, what does it mean not to compromise in some of the areas in our lives, in our everyday lives, whether it be your business or your personal life. But I just put down 9 points that I thought might be relevant for you. Even though I may not personally know you, you're probably very similar to me in a lot of ways. And these 9 points will go a long way in helping you have a more elegant experience around your time and your resources and what's important to you. Okay, so let's start with number one. And my list is right here. You can't see it, but it's right there. And I say this again and again. Choose quality, not inferiority. Now, why is that important? I know we're always going through those stores that have the best bargains or deals, and we're always looking to get the things on sale. But quality of anything, whether it be the material that you put on your body or the things that you surround yourself in your home, or even I'll get to that on another part, but the things that you choose to bring around you give off a certain type of energy. And we do not always have to say yes to just anything that's made available to us. Learn to refuse things. Learn to do without things if they're not of the best quality that you can afford. You don't have to go out and buy a $25,000 watch. There are watches that are well made at a very reasonable price that most people can afford. You do not have to pick up the $2 watch just because it was on sale. Always put anything that's coming close to your body, your skin, your beingness, your energy field. Make sure it's the best quality that you can afford. Don't go into debt over it, that you can afford. and that you're possibly aware of, that your consciousness is raised to that place that you understand that this is very good quality for the money that you're paying, okay? Whatever you choose to put into your space, whether it be quality or anything of less quality, that energy fills up your life. So, what do you want in your life? Do you want the thing of quality filling up your space or the inferior product? And you know, they say, and I say it all the time, I can't afford to buy cheap because I have to keep buying that thing over and over and over and over and over again. I just can't afford it. So I have to wait. If I can't afford the quality thing, I wait. Okay, so let's move on to two. Minimize stuff. And that sort of goes hand in hand with number one, because if you're constantly bringing in things because there's a bargain or there's a deal and you're filling up your space with stuff, you start to get bogged down and you start wasting time because you can't find things. So go through, and I don't have to talk about this to death. If you know, there's a really great program on Netflix called Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Watch her series. Learn to get rid of things in a very conscious and aware way that no longer serves you. Only keep the things around that are serving you to your highest good, and you'll be surprised how you start opening up your space to receive the good that you actually need. Okay, so start tidying up. Number three, keep your house in order. That goes again with number two. Minimize and keep in order. Where are the things that you need to have a better experience in your day? All your work items, all your clothes, just everything. Do you have to search 6 different places to find a pair of socks? Do you have to look in 10 drawers to find a pen? Again, wasting time. Your anxiety levels are rising because you're not organized. You don't have to be, you know, crazy about this. Once you start minimizing, start putting things in order. Again, watch Marie Kondo's uh, um, Netflix series, Tidying Up. Okay? Number four, don't overload your schedule. I'm very guilty about that. For some reason, I think that I can just magically get all these things on my list done, and I can't. Time after time, every list that I've ever had says, Pamela, you can't do it. Because something will always grab my attention that needs me right away, or whatever. I just don't have the energy that I thought I had to get that thing done. So put down the most important thing that you need to do. If friends call that want to hang out and go off and do things, learn to say no to some of those things if it's taking you away from your priority. Doesn't mean that you don't love and care for your friends, but not everything needs your attention right away. You don't have to say yes to anything, everything all the time. Okay? So don't overload your schedule. If you need a professional to help you with that, there's just so many people out there that are excellent at helping you to prioritize your day, time, and other resources. Okay? So say no more often than you say yes. Actually, it's quite magical when you learn how to do that and not feel guilty. All right? Number five, do things that make you happy. This sounds so simple. Why would you want to do things that don't make you happy? But here's the thing, folks. That's exactly what we do. We're always doing the things that don't make us happy. Now, I'm not some libertine here standing to tell you, to throw away all the responsibility in your life and just go off and frolic wildly in the tulips. We have responsibilities, people. I get that. But aside from being the responsible adult in life, what are the things that can make you happy and you don't do because you're not making time for it, or you feel guilty about it, or you don't feel worthy or deserving of it? Start feeling worthy and deserving to bring those things that make you feel good. And it's different for everybody. What makes me feel good may not make you feel good. All right, and I'll have a video about that one day, about those different choices. But I've learned to turn myself on to pleasure in life, and not the sexual pleasure people think about when they hear the word pleasure. Although, please, if that makes you happy, do that too. I'm not specifically talking about that. I'm talking about things that we have forgotten that we can do. Why not have a picnic in the middle of the week with beautiful linen, and treat yourself nicely out there, and invite a significant other to join you if they have the time during that selected time that you're choosing for this picnic. I don't know, whatever it is that turns you on. There's something about being turned on. Again, not specifically sexually, although that comes into the equation, but I'm talking about turned on and engaged with life. we're so bogged down and we have tunnel vision that we don't see that we're missing out on some of the beautiful things in life. So find your pleasure, get turned on, get yourself doing the things that make you happy. Okay, so let's move on. Be selective. And this goes back to not overloading your schedule and choosing quality. Be selective about the things in your life, the people in your life, the thoughts that you're thinking. Be very selective about that. I'm always, every now, scanning my mind. Oh, there's something in my thinking that's bringing my energy down or making me unhappy. It has to go. I replace it with something else. Be selective about the foods that you're putting in your body. I'm going to start talking about skincare. What am I putting in my body that might make me either wrinkly or dry or grayish or whatever it is? I'm very selective about these things. I'm becoming more and more selective. I'm not as selective as I could be, but I'm a whole heap better than I used to be. Okay? So be selective about what you're putting in your body, what you have surrounding you, including the people. Okay? And learn to enjoy simple pleasures. That's number 7 on the list. I'm motoring through here. But number 7, learn to enjoy simple pleasures. I just talked about that. But I'm talking about the finite things. Some of my simple pleasures come down to I had a really good hour. That was a simple pleasure for me. My last hour was amazing. And I give thanks and gratitude for that. Another simple pleasure might just be walking down by the water. I live close to the beach here. So for me, just standing there and watching everything or nothing, it doesn't matter. Simple pleasure. It doesn't always have to be a $5,000 vacation somewhere, although that's pretty cool too. Okay. But enjoy simple pleasures. Do you see how this list really is really the same point reiterated over and over in the same way? Right? If you had to look at it, it's really the same point. And what is the same point? Feel worthy enough to say yes to you and refuse it. What doesn't make you feel good out there? Okay? Number 8, choose friends wisely. I talked about that somewhere in my list already. But your friends are a source of energy coming towards you. Do you have friends that are constantly pulling you down and spewing negativity your way and gloom and doom? Or do you have friends that uphold your journey and want to see you succeed in your chosen goals? Do you have friends that are there for you when things aren't great? Do you have friends that are there as your sort of other half that are always communicating and always mirroring back what you need? And do you have friends that stand up and say, you know what? I think you need to look at this again. I really think that you might either be heading down the road of doom and gloom, or you're just not right in this instant. Friends that will stand up. You don't want friends that are always telling you what you want to hear. I know I don't want people like that around me. Help me to be a better functioning human if and when possible. Okay, so choose your friends wisely. And number 9, one of my favorite things to do, travel. And I know not everybody has the resources to go out and see the world. You can travel in your hometown. You can travel in your community. Travel means getting outside your door and experiencing something new. Now, the bigger context of travel, of course, is getting on a plane or a ship or a train and going outside of your community and most likely country to see how other people live life, to see how other people commune with nature, to see how other people experience happiness and what concerns them. It helps you broaden your overall, I would say, your overall look at life, your overall appreciation for what you have. There are countries I've been to where when I come back, I'm thinking, oh, thank goodness I'm here. Yes, I live in a first world country. I get that, and it's a huge blessing for those of us that have that opportunity. But go out and see how other people exist and how they experience happiness. We seem to think that because we live here, we automatically are happy with all the access we have. Not so. Okay, other people are happy or probably happier with a whole lot less. Go and see the magic of that if you can. And I urge you while you're on your travels, whether it be locally or whether it be somewhere on the globe, write down your experience. Start a travel blog while you're out there. Take pictures and post it so others can see. You'll be amazed to see what happens to your overall feeling of worthiness for yourself, the excitement, and your happiness level and factor rises. So this is all for today. I don't want to go into too much detail here. A lot of these points, as simple as they are very difficult for a lot of people to achieve and to sort of grab onto them and get going. To me, this is all part of my elegant living training and mentoring that I help people with. We start off with the very simple and we keep compounding until their lives blossom in beautiful and powerful ways so that they start manifesting beautifully and powerfully. Okay, so again, I'm Pamela Sylvan, the Mojo Maker, inviting you to subscribe to this Mojo channel and, of course, to subscribe to the Mojo newsletter that goes out weekly. You'll find those details in the summary below. In the meantime, no longer compromise your life. Say no. Live elegantly. Bye bye.